We bought it as Humpty Dumpty.
Right.
But you changed it to the Purple Cow.
Well, they had to pay a royalty, and I said, why?
Yeah.
I had
So she
Purple.
came up with
I had
the
a
name
ceramic purple cow with the rhyme, you know the rhyme.
Right. I know the rhyme.
And
Do
so
I ever?
why not call it the Purple Cow?
And the Supreme Market used to be across the street, now it's another name.
Supreme Market owned the property that we were renting for the Purple
Yeah.
Cow.
Right.
And McDonald's came along and made such an offer they couldn't turn it down. So they gave us.
Not to us, to
Yeah.
the owners. What they gave us, they were very good to us, they gave us a year's free rent,
So we could
Right.
find another
so we could
business.
find something else to
Oh,
do.
okay.
And then one night I was painting with Albert, you know, I was going to the night classes. And one night he and Robert Newman said, "You look so downcast, what's wrong?" I said, "Well, we're losing the Purple Cow. Don't know what we're gonna do, looking hardware business, we don't know what to go into." So Albert says, "Why not open a art supply store?"
In Cambridge.
And so, no, you didn't say Cambridge, you did. So we began to look at empty stores and locations. And he said Harvard Square, because they were both teaching at Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
Harvard Square.
The Carpenter Center.
So,
The-
well, we had two stores. One little one we started with, then we went across the street to
Breast of
11,
Homes. 1134.
Okay.
I just had that flash in my eye. And then the third store,
Third
and
store.
Holyoke Street was the fourth store.
Yeah,
Holyoke Street was the last one, right?
Right.
Right. So I remember Holyoke. And then before that, what was it, Arrow Street or something?
that's right, One Arrow Street,
Right.
that was in the basement.
Right.
And the first day we was there, it flooded out. Truck went by and splashed us right in there and flooded us out.
And the first store, Margie and I decided we wanted very arty, so we got white pebbles and put them in the window, and then we put some art supplies on them. And we didn't know the windows leaked a little, so it got to be like cement there. And we started with two little cabinets. How we started, I opened up my box, my paint box, and I wrote to Grumbacher, and then I wrote to Winsor Newton. And so they came to our house, and he said, $800 you can start a shop.
Business.
$800 was one little cabinet. And then
We kept adding and
then
adding.
Albert said, "I'm teaching, I'll send you all the students." So the man from Grumbacher was a terrific guy,
Barry.
Dick Barry. He had a little Volkswagen, and he worked for this country called Nobima, which sold Grumbacher. He must have made 50 trips to get, he had 140 students, we had to have 140 tubes of every color. And they never came because he didn't have painting lessons at Harvard. It was a school of design.
Oh, no.
Anyway, well.
But $800 was a lot of money back then, or?
Well, it was a lot of money to us.
Well,
It wasn't a lot of,
yeah, it
it
didn't
was
have
after
a
the
lot of
war, it wasn't that much money, but, when you start taking up the fact that,
What kind of business we knew nothing about.
not only that, but, the art supply business is almost like a hardware store. You have 1,000,001 items. There's pencils and pens and crayons and watercolors and gouache colors and oil colors and brushes of different kinds,
And student grade and artist grade. So we learned as we
Didn't
went
take
along.
long to work up to $800.
It was
Filled
very
up
much
two
more.
little spots in the store.
But this Richard Barry came. The other one, Winsor Newton, he was businesslike and quick. Richard Barry came early, and he had lunch with us, and we're talking. And he stayed, and he stayed, and he had dinner with us, and he stayed. He came to the store. He helped us set up. Then he invented those slots
Yeah.
that he brought, and he came and he tidied up the shelves. Yeah.
It was a good salesman.
And then Michael was little. We didn't know what to do with Michael. He was. We did try to put him in a day school, which he hated.
Oh, because
Yeah.
you were both working then at the store.
Well,
Wow.
he worked
I worked.
and gave
the
us
Purple
money.
Cow had a year.
Oh, right.
See, and she was working, opening up the art supply store, she and Rowena Fisher.
And one day Joseph came, I wasn't feeling good, and he was helping me. Must have been about 12 years old, and he was stalking, and when I would run to the bathroom, he would try to wait on the customers. One of the funniest things, and then Rowena came in and helped, and she had a lot of business acumen and charm and the gift of gab to talk with a lot of the artists and the teachers who would come in. But one day, Jackie Kennedy had a tour of the White House, and she was saying, and this was donated by Mrs. Roosevelt or something, and when she was showing, and she went around the whole house. So our store wasn't as big as this room, and Rowena and I went around, just two of us there, and this was donated by Windsor and Newton. we were hysterical. Somebody came in and wanted to know what was going on. And then we saw people working on stained glass.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you, the store was as big as this room. They'd sit on the floor and they'd be doing their designs in stained glass. People walking around them. We really had a great time.
Then we started a frame business. That became the biggest part of the business.
So did that start before you went to Harvard into Holyoke?
No, I started while I was there.
The little store?
In the little store?
Yeah.
Was it the little one or one across the street?
The little one.
Yeah.
The little one in the back room. I started making out.
And he knew nothing about it, but.
Well, I knew
good
enough
learner.
about, woodworking to buy myself a corner cutter to cut the molding and put it together. And while rushing out to the customer and waiting on them, and while the glue dried on the two pieces.
And
put
Rowena
together.
was good at
Designing.
designing frames.